So it's hard. It's hard when you're the one with a disability and you're the one mainly training, because it's physically demanding, it's emotionally demanding, it's time demanding, and there's a lot at stake, because if you fail... Hey, my busy peeps. Let's talk about the realities of raising a service dog and self-training a service dog when you're the one that needs the service dog. Wow, she just clambered into her bed. Can you see the wild and crazy one? Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be all perfect now? She's gonna be all perfect now. She's gonna be all perfect now. So the challenges of raising a service dog yourself, you know, for yourself, is it's a lot of hard work. Yeah, sure. We all knew that getting into it. It's the physical demand, it's the emotional demand, depending on your disability. You know, mine is emotional, physical stress can trigger it. Trigger issues. I think I filled that up, but I have more, so I'll put more in a minute. Let's see if we can get her to it. Ready? On your bed. Yes, good girl. Here you go. So that should keep her busy for 2 minutes, maybe. It's hard. You have to consistently train your dog. I don't know about you, but I use a dog training logbook. I am not happy with this one. I am not going to recommend it. I don't feel comfortable recommending this one. I end up writing outside the margins a lot, and I don't feel like I should have to do that to the level I do. So I had a health episode over the last few days. I usually have at least one episode for a few days, once a month. It's hard. The thing about needing a service dog is you need a dog that has work drive. And a lot of times the dogs that have work drive are on the more energetic side. That drive comes with energy. And so the issue I run into is now I've got a wild and crazy puppy that needs physical and mental stimulation that I can't give. But the great news about Clover, I really feel like I selected the right dog, and I think that's one of the biggest challenges, is making sure you select the correct dog for you, because if you can do a lot of good things. So I went with a breeder that, yes, Clover is a German heeler mix, but I did get her from a breeder. She is a working cross. Her mom and dad have a whole story. But I was looking for a purebred cattle dog, and then I fell in love with the German heeler crosses that this breeder was selling. I was looking into this breeder, and I'm like, oh, I like how, I liked her dogs. I liked her breeding program. I liked that her dogs were raised with children. I have small children. Her children are very, she homeschools, I homeschool. There was a good connection. Connect with your breeder, which I need to send her a picture updates. I don't think I've done that in a few weeks. Keep in touch with your breeder. A lot of service dog trainers will tell you that you can't go with a rescue. They tell you not to go the rescue route. And I can see why. There's a lot of merit to what they're saying. But if you do feel convicted that you want to go the rescue route, this book kind of walks you, Brandon McMillan from Lucky Dog, he kind of walks through how he gets a lot of rescue dogs from shelters and trains them to be service dogs for other people. So this is a good book. I really like this book. One of the things I liked about Piney Creek cattle dogs breeding program is, even though they're work drive dogs, they're basically, she breeds an off switch into her dogs. And what that means is when they're not working, when it's time to chill, they're able to be family dogs. They're able to settle down. Some people, when they breed their work dogs, a lot of them don't have an off switch. The cattle dogs are notorious for not having an off switch. They will go, go, go. I know some people don't want a dog that's super sensitive to their needs. One of the things I like about German Shepherds and one of the things I like about cattle dogs is they are sensitive to the owner's needs. They're very in tune with that. And for me, that's a plus. For some people, that's a negative. Know what you want. I like the fact that she's a Velcro dog. I like the fact that she's in tune. One of the things that I've realized with Clover is when I'm ill and having a down day, now first thing in the morning, her energy is still wild and crazy because she's always wild and crazy because she just woke up, she's ready to go. But once we get the morning jitters out of Clover, if I'm having an off day, she's pretty good about just understanding. She doesn't know how to chill and relax yet because she's still a puppy. She's not even 5 months old, but she plays differently. She interacts with me differently. She's much more gentle with me. She doesn't play as crazy. She is showing even at a few months, as a puppy, she's able to wind down for me. And that's really great because that means our partnership is going to go great. If you're going to get a service dog, or you have a service dog and you're going through this and you're like, my dog's not there, I'm worried about that. It's okay. Come up with backup plans. Come up with a support system. Hire a dog walker. Ask a friend, a family member, that you can text them and say, hey, down day, can you come help with the dog? Like, have a pre-agreement. Don't just spring it on them, obviously. But my husband has been a great help. He works from home. He's a freelance editor, so he is able to help. So I can say, if she is being crazy or the kids are being crazy, because I get bedridden. That is one of the things, is I'm in a lot of pain. I get bedridden. I can't do a whole lot. So her crate is next to my bed, so we're able to crate her and I'm able to lay down and relax on the bed. My hope is to, my husband doesn't like dogs on the bed, and I respect that. He lets me have dogs. We're not gonna break it. Well, he doesn't like dogs on his bed. My son's dog sleeps in his bed. My daughter snuggles with her dog on her bed. Like, it's more of a he doesn't like dog fur and he doesn't like dog greasiness, which Clover is not greasy, so he actually doesn't like Clover. He almost loves Clover. Don't let him fool you. So I'm able to crate her while I relax, and I could stick my fingers in the crate and just kind of connect with her, which I like. She'll lick my fingers through the crate. Eventually, we have a place at the foot of our bed so that Chloe can comfort me as I want to build a ottoman type thing, or that's wide enough to be a dog bed for her, so she can be with us and not unnecessarily have to always sleep in her crate. So that's the eventual goal. I'll still sit on the floor and snuggle with her as I can. I'll still try, but I haven't hardly done any training till this morning. And she definitely need a little freshening up, but I can definitely see that the consistency of past training that we've been doing, it's clicking. So it's hard. It's hard when you're the one with a disability and you're the one mainly training, because it's physically demanding, it's emotionally demanding, it's time demanding. And there's a lot at stake, because if you fail, you feel like you're failing. And the unfortunate truth is that only 30% of dogs from good service dog breeding programs end up becoming service dogs. So it's that's for dogs that are bred specifically for becoming a service dog. A lot of the big issues I have with Clover is she likes to jump on people. I've had a lot of dogs, and I have always been able to teach them not to jump on people at this point, besides little dogs. I struggle with little dogs. I do better with medium to big size dogs. I actually prefer big dogs. I do eventually want to get another little dog. I've had a little Chihuahua, and she was so sweet. Izzy was so precious, but she was not a good fit for our family. You see my sweet girl? This is what we're working on. We're working on her just being able to come and chill at my feet. That is what we want. But that takes time, that takes work. But back to Izzy. The kids were too much for her, and my husband and Izzy hated each other, and she almost bit our third child, Birdie, in the face when he was 2 years old, and we took her to a behaviorist, had her evaluated. We went through all these things. We talked to dog trainers, we talked to McCann Dogs, we talked to the rescue that we got her from, which they are fabulous pregnant dog rescue in Griffin, Georgia. I don't live anywhere near them, but they are fabulous. They rescue pregnant dogs and some dogs that aren't. I had to rehome her. We talked to the rescue, and the rescue felt that it was best for her to go back. They had a home. They got her adopted. Here's the thing: is if you adopt from a great rescue, they will work with you if it's not a fit. And we had Izzy for years. And do not let anyone shame you if you have to rehome a dog. Sometimes you have to rehome a dog, even though you've provided them a wonderful home, even though you've done everything you can. Sometimes you have to do what's best for the dog and what's best for your family, and we were not what was best for the dog, as much as I loved her. So anyways, Chihuahuas left a bad taste in my husband's mouth, so he doesn't want another Chihuahua. I love Chihuahuas. I love how quirky they are. So I want a little dog again one day, because I like snuggling with little dogs, but I do not want another Shih Tzu like Joy, because even though I love Joy's temperament, I hate the work of grooming. I don't want a poodle. I don't want a Bichon Frise. I do not want a Yorkie. I don't want any of the breeds where it's like the no shedding breeds. Anyways, I have digressed. I've gone down the rabbit hole. But I'm kind of curious about Papillons, which they actually make good service dogs for hearing alert dogs, because they're highly trainable. They're considered the smartest dogs, so the smartest toy breed. And so they're very trainable. They do run agility. They're great hearing alert dogs and that kind of stuff. I don't know that I would want a little dog for, I don't know, I might could train a little Papillon to be a allergy detection dog. That could be something. I'm always looking for another excuse for another dog. But I would eventually like to, maybe in 10 years, get another little dog. Maybe. I don't know. When my kids aren't small. Do you need more Kong filler? Shh. Would you like some more? Did you eat it all? You got drool all over it. You want like that? Wouldn't you like that? Just don't tear up my whisk. Here, if I put this in here, you just want to lick the bowl. Can that be a thing? Here's your breakfast. Good girl. Yeah, if you're looking to get a service dog and you haven't settled, check with the breed, and you're going the breeder route. Obviously, if you go rescue route, there's a lot of unknowns. My recommendation is make sure if you want a dog with an off switch, talk with your breeder about that. And if their dogs don't have an off switch, if they don't know what an off switch is, move on. If that's really something important to you. Especially if you're going with a working breed or a herding breed. I have another thought, and I'm gonna drink some more coffee because I like coffee. The thing is I recommend having, you gonna be noisy with that? Is it tasty? She says, yeah, Mom, thanks for breakfast. It's yummy. I like this homemade breakfast. Have systems in place. And the key to training any dog, but especially a service dog, that I found is make sure everyday life situations are training scenarios. And what I mean is she knows that she still has to follow the rules of the house and stuff and things like that, just because when we let her out of the crate, even if the door's open, she's not allowed to exit the crate until we give the release word. We have 2 release words. It's kind of funny, we ended up having to come up with a soft release word because her first release word was gearing her up and she just bolted. So we had to come up with a soft. If you refill your dog's water, we found that Chloe is very water driven. She loves drinking her water. So one of the things we do with her is we fill up her water. We tell her to have some manners. That's her command for, being polite. It kind of happened by accident. I didn't mean to teach that. It's just within the first 2 weeks of having her, I stumbled on this command. Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I hold that for you? Can you see her little ears? Is that nummy? So when we release her from the crate, that means that we're still establishing some control. She still has to have manners when we take her outside on the door on leash. That's one of the things we're doing is, you know, for housebreaking is we're making sure that we still take her on the leash. We still, you know, do that kind of stuff. When we play with her, there's manners and rules for playing. You know, it's like if we tell her O-U-T, that means she has to let go of the toy, and then I will make her do a trick, and then I'll give her back her toy, and we play. That's how we play. By the way, tug is one of the best ways to teach a dog manners and respect. I kid you not. It's one of my favorite ways. Side note, the dogs that because I started years ago, I started buying into the tug is bad for dogs. The dogs that I didn't play tug with are the ones that ended up having aggression issues. And the ones that I have always played tug with, no aggression issues. And we're talking about German Shepherd, Great Pyrenees, and one of the German Shepherds was a street dog that my parents rescued that had, quote, aggression issues. Like she actually did control bites and had severe anyways, I had to fix that dog. But yeah, one of the ways I did it, and I didn't know that I did it, was because there wasn't a whole lot of information on the internet back then. Yeah, so we play with Clover. There's some rules with tug. Also, tug is a natural way to teach a dog to retrieve. Nope, you just want to lick the bowl. There's nothing left. You ate it all. She's like, but I want the whisk. Give me the whisk. No, you can't have the whisk. I'm gonna go put this in the sink. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But why I'm bringing up it's important to do things like tug with rules and manners is that means when I'm having a down day, I can still sit on the floor. I tend to lean on the wall when this is happening. She just put her Kong on my desk. She's like, more please, thank you. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry, honey, you had your breakfast. You'll have to have more later. You're beautiful. Gosh, I wish I had a second camera so I could get that. Oh, she's just being so perfect right now. Oh, I have my phone. I bet I can. If I film. Mr. Editor Man can sync them up. Hi, gorgeous. Yeah. Oh, she's so beautiful. But yeah, I think that one of the things that I like about playing tug with rules is I can, on down days, I can sit on the floor and be low energy, and she can still play and have a good time, but I don't have to exert extra energy, and she's still learning manners. It's still training. The little things that we have to do with her every day regardless. Taking her to the bathroom, crating her, letting her out of her crate, watering, food, and play. Those are all 6 things that we do with her that naturally have rules and training, and we don't let those slide on those days. So that means that even when I'm sick, it means she's still getting training. I know McCann dogs, and I've stated I was not going to really let my other dog, Hannah, play with her, but one of the things we figured out early on, ma'am, do not chew that. Where's your toy? Where's your mom? Here, chew this. Want this? Yeah. Yeah. You mean chew that? She's sitting in the most awkward way. What are you doing? Oh, now you move. She's like, yeah, I moved. Okay. She does funny things with her chews and stuff. You happy now? All right. If I can get through a thought. I'm sorry. Singing in the morning with my morning voice. Okay. But basically this means that she's still getting training. She's still getting, and I think that's the big thing when you're training any dog, but especially if you're self-raising a service dog, or if you're raising a service dog for someone else, because there are service dog raisers out there. I don't know if you know that that's a thing, but that's a thing. Having those structures in place, and those are automatic training times, means that she's still getting trained, she's still getting energy. Oh, what I was saying about Hannah, that's what I was talking about. So I know I initially said that I was not going to let Hannah and Clover play too much together because I didn't want Clover to think that Hannah was way cooler than me. Well, we had to nix that pretty early on because I had a health episode, and Clover was a wild and crazy woman, and I was really, really sick, and my kids were being crazy, and my husband was trying. Well, what we found was Hannah made a great, not a babysitter, she made a great energy drainer, which meant the two of them could play rough and tumble for 5 minutes, and Chloe would be so tired. And then her behavior got so much better. And one of the things, like I do with everything that she does, I added rules and structures, which meant I started out, once I felt better, I started adding if I say settle down, you must settle down. Good morning, Bubba. Chloe, settle. It's just Brody. You think she's gonna make a good guard dog? Service dogs aren't supposed to be guard dogs. Hi, buddy. The camera. You see the camera? Good morning. First child up. He wants to play video games. All right. But first, can I have a kiss? No? No kiss? That's fine. You don't have to give me one. I love you. Anyways, so I just added rules. So I let Hannah and Clover tumble and play, and so I have rules of if I tell them to settle down, they have to settle down and they cannot play. And I stand there and I make sure that they're settled, make sure both of them are settled, and they can't play until I release them. And the advantage of this command is sometimes Hannah doesn't want to play and Clover's annoying her, so I can make her stop, and I don't release her to play. I just make her stop. I just tell her to settle down, and it works. It's still taking time, but yeah. And the other thing is dogs sometimes get really, really, like, they can get really, really explosive when they play, and so that just that will hopefully help me have control in the future. Ma'am, where are you going? But yeah, so training her is going good. It's difficult. We have to do those things. I mean, considering how I have 4 kids, I'm homeschooling, I'm working on businesses from home and doing all these things. We've already trained her to do so much. We've trained her to out, off, walk backwards, walk forwards, sit, stand, stay, stand, down, wait, not sit, stand, sit, stay. I'm tired. Oh, more coffee. Sit, stay, down, stay, stand, stay. Weave between my legs, go jump over me, go under my legs. Taught her to go to sit at my feet or go under my chair when I'm sitting in a seat. I'm working on teaching her to tuck her tail. I'm teaching her heel. I'm teaching her leave it. I'm teaching her to crawl. I started teaching her roll over. I need to do that one. I'm teaching her to get behind me, where we started teaching her to go get my husband if I need help. She is doing this, and she's doing good. She's a puppy, and sometimes I forget. So bottom line, guys, if you're self-training a service dog, if you're thinking about self-training a service dog, it's hard. But set up structures for doing it that work for you. That's the biggest thing. Set up help ahead of time. And another thing I wanted to add, because I know that sometimes we can get really isolated when we have disabilities. And so one of the things that you can do, if you don't have friends or family and you're alone, go to a local church and find out if they do outreach programs, because a lot of them do. You don't have to attend the church. You don't have to build a relationship with them. By the way, they'll probably try to build a relationship with you, so just buyer beware. But a lot of churches, if you say, hey, is there someone in the church that would be willing to help me with my dog when I'm sick? Is there someone that can be on standby? they'll probably put a list together for you and help you with that. There might be a community center that would do the same thing. So just check out local communities, but churches are a great place to start. Even if you don't attend one, even if you're atheist, agnostic, whatever, check there. I know our church would do it, 100% would do it. I know a lot of churches that would do it. So that's just something to consider, is you can, if you need help, there is a way. Even if you're alone, you're not alone. Just find a way to reach out. Set up training scenarios on the daily that make it easier for when you have a down day for it to work. Be patient and know if you miss a few days of training. I know a lot of dog trainers are probably going to get really mad at me because they're like, be consistent, be consistent. It's okay. If you miss a few days of training, you will be okay. Your dog will be okay. Just pick up the pieces and move on. Stick with me. We got this.